Hey folks, it's Eugene here, and welcome to another Recon-3D tutorial video. Today what I'm going to be doing is showing you how you can access and back up your scan folders from Recon-3D to a PC using iTunes. Now previously we didn't have this option because Recon-3D wasn't available in iTunes, okay? So since the version 1.5, which was released just about a week ago, you can now do this completely offline. You don't need Google Drive or Dropbox or anything like that. So let me show you how it's done. Basically, I'm going to go to my Files app first and show you the file structure. It says on my phone, so I'm going to click on that. You'll see I have Recon-3D. I'm going to go in there. And here in the root folder of Recon-3D, I have my E57 files. And these are all the scan files that I got from the cloud processing. And what I'm interested in is also the file sync folder. So I'm going to go in there. And here I have all the individual scan folders. So this is like your raw data, and you may want to back these up. You may want to get rid of them or move them off of the phone just because they're piling up and you're getting a lot of or minimal space. So what you can do is a couple of things. And first off is these E57 files will all be visible in iTunes, and the whole file sync folder will, but you will not be able to get into the file sync folder inside of iTunes. It's a protected folder. You can back up the entire file sync folder, but you can't go in and do the individual files. So let's say, for example, that I want to back up a particular file, maybe this one here, ferry cable winch. One of the ways I can do this is just compress the folder and then move it out. So if I press and hold on this here, it says compress here. I'm going to hit on compress. And when it does that, if I go to the bottom, it's just writing the file. There it goes. It's now available. It says ferry cable winch. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to move this now. I have to move it outside of the file sync folder. So I'm going to go ahead and go move. And well, just put it in the root folder. So I'm there right now. So if I wanted, this is the root folder where it was. I'm going to back up one. That's where I want to put it. And I'm just going to go ahead and move. And so now in the root folder, okay, I have it right here. It's this zip file that's right up here. Okay, that's ready to go. So it's the whole scan folder. It's zipped. And it's in the root folder. That means that it's going to be readily available when I go into iTunes, okay? Now, if you don't need to do this if you're just going to back up the entire file sync folder, and you don't need to do this for any of these E57 files that are here. But this is the way you would want to do it. And of course, you can go to file sync. You can select a whole bunch. So if you go select, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can move these out right away if you want. It says share at the bottom. There's different things you can do, okay? The way that I recommend doing it is compress all the folders that you want and then just move it out. Otherwise, just back up the entire file sync folder. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to the PC, and I'm going to talk about how we can get that going here. So let me just go here. Okay, so we're at the PC here, and what I'm going to do is I need to plug in my phone. So I've got a lightning cable, I've got the PC, and I've got iTunes. iTunes is freely available. You can download it for the PC. It's for Windows. It's for Mac. No problem. But the video here is mostly targeted towards people who have a PC. And the reason is if you have a Mac already, between the iPhone, the iPad, and the Mac, it's very easy to transfer things with AirDrop, and they're all in the same ecosystem, so it's pretty simple. But if you are in PC, it's not as simple. You can't just AirDrop to your PC. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my iPhone into the phone. I'm going to plug in my lightning cable into the phone. And okay, you heard the little beep, and I just saw something pop up here. So now what you'll see is I've got this Windows Explorer that comes up. It says Apple iPhone connected, and sometimes what will happen is your phone will ask you to trust the device. If that happens, just click on trust and you can move on from there. Otherwise, sometimes this doesn't pop up. So what you can do now is where it says internal storage here, this just gives me access to my photos and stuff like that. I don't want that. I don't need this window, so I'm just going to close it. So I'm back at iTunes, and you'll see that up here, there's a little device, mobile phone. So I'm going to click on that. And this window here is typically where you would back up your files and stuff like that. There's a bunch of options. We don't need any of this, okay? So what we are interested in is this down here. It says file sharing. I'm gonna click on that. And this now gives me access to a number of files or a number of apps that I can get into. So for example, downloads in Chrome and things like that. If I click on that, I'll get a bunch of files. I'm going to jump right into Recon-3D and click on that, and that will list up a bunch of the E57 files. It basically takes me into the root folder. Now, previously to version 1.5, this wasn't possible, but now it is. Okay, so if I want to back up any of these things, if I just click on 3 or 4 or whatever like this, and I'm just holding down the control if I want specific ones, or you can just, click shift click on a whole bunch of them if you want to back up. But let's just say I click on a couple of these. I'll hold down shift. I'll just do 3. These 3 here. What you need to do is scroll down, and here it says save. Okay, so where it says save down here, I'm going to click on that, and you're going to need to create a folder. I've already created one. I call it R3D backup, and I just go select folder, and you'll see that there's a progress bar up here that is saving these back into the folder. So I have a window or a Windows Explorer that's already set up here, and I've got a bunch of files that I've already been backing up. Let's do this one more time. You'll see here, this one here, ferry cable winch. So this one here was the folder. This is a whole scan folder. These are E57 files, but this is one of the scan folders that I backed up and I moved out of the file sync folder. Now, if I want to back up the entire file sync folder, I can do that. All I have to do is go ahead and click on save, and usually make sure you scroll down. You'll see that you can't see the save if it's up here. All you'll see is sync and done, but just scroll down, you'll see the save. I'm not going to do that because it'll take a long time. I've got a lot of scans in there, but this one here I'll do, the ferry cable winch that's been backed up. I'm going to go save. It goes back to the R3D backup folder. Okay, and then I'm just going to go select, and you'll see the progress bar moving along there. And once that is done, I should be able to go into my folder here. And there you go, ferry cable winch. So this is a very convenient way, a very simple way of backing up your Recon-3D scan folders, your E57 files, transferring things from your phone to the PC. No internet, you need a lightning cable and iTunes, and it seems to work really, really well. So hopefully that will help you out, folks, and we shall see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.